I Have a Question is where real conversations happen, unfiltered, honest, and rooted in the questions we're all thinking about but don't always want to say out loud.
From relationships and lifestyle to culture, identity, and everything in between, we're creating a space for talk, to laugh, and to question it all. Tune in every week for new episodes of I Have a Question. Send us your questions at ihaveaquestionja@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at I Have a Question Podcast JA.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel at I Have a Question Podcast. This is I Have a Question,
Where nothing is off limits and everything is up for discussion.
Overparenting is an excessive level of parental involvement and protection that is not appropriate for a child's age and development stage. Or is it just taking care of your child the way you should do because you're a loving parent? This is I Have a Question.
Where nothing is off limits and everything is up for discussion.
Logs are going to step on Gianna today.
I don't overparent, so I don't want to hear anything.
First of all, before you get offended,
Yeah.
how you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, I'm all right.
You look nice and green, though. You look like money today.
Oh, thank you. I love when I look like money. I hope it's attracting all the money.
Yes, I hope so too, because I could use a loan.
Good man, I'd give you some,
Yeah, of course. I like having rich friends, I want all of my friends to get rich.
Yes.
And I don't mean play rich. I mean, like, let's have brunch on the yacht this Sunday.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Speak it.
Yes, man. We could just sail go on the grill for the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to drive. We just sail.
Yes.
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 Yeah, I think that's a good time. Anyway, let's talk about parenting. Today's question is, are modern parents overparenting?
You do have some of that. Some parents are definitely overparenting, but I don't think it's as prevalent as you might feel. I think a lot of modern...
Oh, me feel, miss. Me not stand up there.
Well, we've had discussions, and I think that a lot of people misunderstand modern parents. So because we are more informed, and we actually apply the new knowledge, I think that there are people who judge us differently because maybe they weren't as good parents as we are. Yes.
All right. Well, you know how I feel about this, or maybe they don't. So let me tell y'all how I feel about this.
Yes.
I do think that modern parents are overparenting. And what I mean is, my good friend Gianna just spoke about the fact that parents have more information now, which is true. And parents are applying the information now, which is also true. But they're applying the information in such a way that the children don't get a minute. I know my friends who have children and they are so busy. You know what they're busy doing? Driving their children from activity to activity to activity, to birthday party, to this a brunch, to to another activity. One little picnic, she have ballet, then she have karate, then she have dance, then she have chess, then she have tutoring, then she have to go to 3-4 people in a 1 week a birthday party, and then she have a thing for her school and all of that. And I'm saying, at what point does this child get a chance to sit down and eat her bogo?
Oh.
Like, children are not allowed to be bored anymore. They can't just sit down and just don't have anything to do. They can't daydream. Are they allowed to daydream? To think? To just be? Or for crying out loud, can they go outside, go ramp and get dirty a little bit?
So, I didn't find anything wrong with that whole itinerary that you presented for the kids.
I'm sure you didn't.
No, because I think that, the whole human condition, right? We're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to get better. This child that goes to ballet and dance and chess and football and whatever they're doing, I don't find that these things they have more social interaction. They're developing their, yes. If they're going to 3 birthday parties in a week, they were liked enough by those children to invite them to the parties.
Really?
Yes. And so I'm saying that you're developing not just physically, when they're physically challenged or physically learning these things, they're not just developing physically, but they're developing mentally. It helps with, there's so many studies on how the physical activity helps with your brain development and everything else. And these are social situations as well. They are learning to play on a team. They're learning to interact with other people. They're learning life lessons about winning and losing and how much effort you put in and what you get out of what you actually do. So I don't see a downside to them having more interactions and more activities throughout their day. I don't see a problem with it.
Right. And then these same people who you just learned all of these things that you just talk about, they don't have any confidence. They aren't able to articulate. They cannot read, some of them. They don't know how to do anything for themselves. They don't have any grit. When they get into the workplace, as soon as somebody gives them a negative feedback, they fall apart because they did not know how to process being criticized, because they are in a surrounding where a lot of these sporting events that they go to, they don't even get a chance to lose, because yes, the person who get a first place trophy gets something, but then everybody else also have to get a trophy because it's gonna hurt their little feelings. Also, all of these personalities you're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. I spend so much time in classrooms, and you know what I've observed? The older they get, the less confidence they have. So seems to be some kind of disconnect between all of these activities that they're doing and who they're becoming, because apparently they're not really retaining any of the busyness of it all.
Okay, we're speaking about two different generations. You are speaking of those who are, I guess, in high school now, who would have grown up with screens, and then we have now learned that screens are bad.
Oh, no.
So,
the same people that we're talking, they also had dance and ballet and football and chess and all of these things. It's just that now they are grown. I'm telling you what happens over time with the same kind of parenting that you're just talking about. I think, as a matter of fact, we're seeing the results of them being so overprotected and overparented that they don't develop any personality or any grit or any stuff that they need so they can survive in real life.
No, it is impossible for them to participate in sports and have no grit. It is impossible. That's the first thing. Because the ball is round, you win some, you lose some. Like, you have to develop the grit and you have to keep going. I don't know if it's that you are talking about the parents that will pull them out as soon as they start to lose or something like, I don't know. But that's not, they must develop grit. And in terms of their feeling, like, one thing I will agree with you on, this participation prize foolishness has got to go.
Well, it seems to be getting worse and worse.
Yes, I get so offended and annoyed when I go to, like, my son had sports day recently, and he came third. Did he come third? Or I don't even know if he placed. And he got a ribbon. And I was just like, what is that? And he's showing me that he got a ribbon, and I was like, that's not a real ribbon. And I don't know if my husband disagreed with me. I think he disagreed with my approach when I was like, that's not a real ribbon. I think he didn't want me to, I guess, rubbish it so easily. But it's rubbish, so I must rubbish it. Like, I don't understand. What are we trying to build here? So I will agree with you on that. However, that's not a parent's issue. That is the school's issue.
No, but it started out as a parent's issue because the parents whose children didn't get anything went and complained and got their way. And that is my point. They went and they complained and they got their way. The school didn't just decide to do it like that. What happened was you had some students who did not win and they went home and cried to their parents, and their parents went to the school, and then the school had to make adjustments to accommodate. I don't know if you remember when Jody and Maxwell did win. The
spelling bee.
Yes. Remember that whole debate that they had about the fact that she won too many things. The other people on the team should have gotten the things that she wanted. I'm like, but she won. Because she won, that is the reason why she was supposed to be getting more things. That's what you do. When you win, you get more things. And there was a whole debate about, oh no, but she wasn't the only one who went to represent. But she didn't win the things because she represented the country. She won the competition.
Because she was the best.
Because she was the best, and therefore, she was supposed to get more. And it's from that same thought process. And so it's that far back. This is not just, when we say modern, I'm not just talking about in the last 5 years. This whole attitude of the children, they should not have any bad experiences. They should not lose. They should not feel bad because somebody who did better than them got more than them. They should get something too.
If you're saying it's not just in the past 5 years,
it's not just in the past 5 years. When I say modern, I don't just mean like today modern, current. I mean modern as in at least in the previous generation compared to now.
Okay, so I think that a lot of that garbage has been corrected with the people who have given birth, say, in the last 5 to 10 years. I feel so. So I think you're having a new breed of parents now who are not overparenting in that way at all. So like when you speak about the helicopter parents, I mean, you're going to have some of that, I guess, in every generation, but is it overbearing or overwhelming? I'm going to say no, because I don't know that, I mean, he went to nursing school. My son went to nursery school, right? He went to that before prep school, obviously. And there were no participation prizes. It was either you came first or second. There was not even a third place.
So I could move away from the participation conversation then.
Okay.
That's just one gripe that I have.
No, but that's a big one for me too. I'm griping that.
Some people disagree.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Let me move on from the gripe there. The other gripe that I have is we are raising helpless children. So for example, a friend of mine and we had this whole conversation. She was telling me about her son who every day she tells him to make sure he packs his bag and gets his books together, and he has to put his lunch bag together so when he's leaving the house, he can just pick up everything from one place and carry in the car. Mm-hmm. Every day, him leave him lunch bag. And when him leave him lunch bag, either she bring lunch for him at school, or she go for the lunch bag and go give him or whatever. But either way, this lunch bag thing is a constant.
Yeah, but she's doing the wrong thing.
I agree.
She's not teaching him.
I agree. So I said to her, all right, what's going to happen if you just don't do nothing? You don't bring him a lunch and you don't bring him lunch bag. What's going to happen to him? No, but Shelly, if he's hungry at school, yeah, what is going to happen? What? So you want my pig if he go hungry? Me say, what go do him? Tell me, is he going to die? What is going to happen? He had breakfast, don't it? Because I know he had breakfast because you got up and make him his breakfast. So if you don't bring his lunch bag to school because he is not being responsible, he's a big boy that's supposed to can remember him lunch bag, what are you teaching him? And I don't just she alone disagree with me. But first of all, the whole group of parents, because it's a group of us that talk, everybody disagree with me. And then when they couldn't take it no more, them say, Shelly, you don't have any children, leave us alone. So I say, all right, make me leave for not turn a parent away, my darling. Proceed.
No. So we again agree on this one because if you see that it's a habit, you have to teach him. And the only way he's going to learn is if you don't bring it. But I will say that the fear that you will have as a parent is that he will find some other way of eating that you now don't know what he's eating. You don't know where he's getting it from. And you might think that there's some danger in that. So that will be a concern, but I agree with you. If it is that you think he will stay hungry and then that will make him know that tomorrow he doesn't leave it, then you do that. I wouldn't rush to go back. But his father might disagree with me on that because his father don't want him hungry.
Helicopter parenting is not just some other thing. Fathers helicopter parent because for the same reason. And the reason why I said that is, and it's not a fair comparison because, you know, parenting now and parenting then was different. But let me tell you something. If me, as a child, leave my lunch bag at home, it don't make sense me waste that phone call from my parents. It don't even make sense me call. First of all, nobody know that if you call because back in those days, we never have no cell phone. You couldn't just call the person all the time. You're going to call them at work.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you call the house, nobody not at the house. So you can call them at work and call who parents at work for disturb them work carry lunch for you
Right.
when you had your lunch bag. So it didn't even make sense for me to make that call.
Yeah.
As a child.
Well, I also didn't have a way to make a call when I was that age either. But I had friends who would, because I would leave my lunch every now and then, and I would have friends that would share their lunch with me.
Yeah,
like
but even when we
there was
carry
no
lunch, we share
issue.
lunch with our friends. So,
yeah.
but my point is, this idea that your child them can't suffer at all. They cannot be uncomfortable. They cannot be placed in a position where they are 100% okay, or you can't function as a parent. And because of your inability to allow them to be uncomfortable, you protect them to the point where they don't get to function as an independent unit.
Right.
And I think that's a problem.
That is a problem. I will agree with that. We're agreeing again. My stance is that I want him to be comfortable here on earth, right? I want him to have a better experience than I did. I want him to adjust well and all of those things. But part of life is going through all the different experiences as well. Everything will not always be so comfortable. I don't think I need to throw in any obstacles to make him learn about discomfort. I think life offers you enough uncomfortable circumstances, but I don't know that I will rush. There's some of them that I just won't rush to assist with because it is a life lesson for him. And I want him to know, like, there are consequences for your actions. If you forget something, you know, maybe you should remember it next time. These are things that I can't just tell you. You have to go through the experience and know, you know what, I didn't like that experience, so I'm going to do something different next time. So the truth is, I don't know if everybody or if every parent is just one way. There are certain things that I will not tolerate for him to have to experience, but there are other things that, I mean, I can let him learn from them.
Here's the other group of parents that I have a gripe with. I have a list.
Tell me.
The ones who do their children's homework.
Oh no, that is, you know, the first thought that came to mind was not a proper word. So I hate the whole, first of all, but I think, again, I'm going back to the schools with this foolishness. The schools are giving them homework that they actually need help with, and I don't understand, because if homework is to be an extension of what they've learned, they shouldn't need help doing it because you should have taught them well enough. Yes, I'm going to talk to you teachers. You should have taught them well enough that they know what to do. They're applying the knowledge in the homework, and it's just practice. So I don't understand why sometimes my son will come to me and say he doesn't know how to do that. Why does he not know? I'm not supposed to be teaching him. I might not know. You understand? Like, not all parents know these things. A lot of parents cannot read to a certain level. So how is it that you are making me now the teacher? So I do not like that. I don't like this whole PEP issue here in Jamaica where half the time they have projects that they cannot do on their own. So the parents, all you hear is they have to run home and do PEP. Oh, they have to do this project. Oh, they have to. And I'm like, I don't remember. I did Common Entrance, and
Big up Common Entrance.
Yes, big up Common Entrance.
Best exam system that we had, by the way. You know what Common Entrance students did not have, Gianna? A literacy problem, because we had a class name, reading. Do you know what we did in reading class?
We read. It's as simple as that. And I'm thinking, and mental ability. So people cannot logistically figure out, oh, if I do this, this happens. Then if I do that, that might happen too. Like, I just don't understand. There's no mental ability anymore. So critical thinking is a thing of the past. And I can speak to this because I lecture at the tertiary level. So I get the people who have started PEP, who came through the system after PEP, and they're not critically thinking. You ask them questions and they don't know what you're even asking. And I'm just sitting here like, hold on, what happened? Where was the breakdown? But this is not about cussing PEP, right? So we're not gonna cuss PEP. But what I am saying is the parents' interaction in those PEP students' experiences and lives and all of that it was non-existent during common entrance.
That is
I
correct.
never got help from anybody to do my homework, and I had homework every day. I had all of these things
Several
to do.
subjects.
Yes, and I never got help. It's not like my parents even asked me what they needed to do.
The most you get is, did you do your homework? Yes.
And that's it. And I was fine, and we were all fine, and we've come out to be pretty intelligent people as a society. We are the ones that are now overparenting. Right?
All right. Well, yes, but the pep part of it, I'm not disagreeing with anything you say. Matter of fact, I expected you to fight me a lot more than you frightened me today. I must be honest. I expected a lot more pushback. But back to the homework thing. Now, a very good friend of mine, she had a project for her son to do. And she came to me and asked for my help with it, with some graphics or whatever for the project. And I'm like, so why are you doing this homework? No, but Shelly, when you're going to compete with the other parents, them who do the work, I say, yeah, but it's theme homework. And she went on, she rubbished me and did it. She figured it out herself anyway. And then, I don't know how much longer, like several months later, she showed me an email that the teacher sent to the parents. Please stop doing your children's homework. The teacher wrote to them to tell them they gave them a project to do. They want the children to do the work themselves. So it's not all the school's fault. A lot of times the parents, they say they don't think their children can do it, but they don't know. Because if they're doing the work for the child, how they know what the child is capable of?
Right.
And they don't even give the child an opportunity to do it. And even if they do, because they don't think that it look good enough, they take it off and do it themselves as if they feed them homework, and then they submit it under the child's name, and then the whole purpose of the exercise is defeated. So it's not just the schools, because some of the schools have a problem too, because the parents are turning the work after they have done it for the child.
Well, my son's school will never have that issue with me. Me not do no homework. And let me tell you what else. You know, so I'm going to get a little radical here.
All right, let's hear it.
Because I actually think that, especially in this day and age, there should be no homework anymore. I think homework serves to teach a child that they can be inefficient with their work day, so they have to take homework. I think that we need to be moving away from that as a society, where you're given 8 hours to do X thing or 6 hours to do X thing, and you need to get it done in that time. Stop wasting time, stop looking lollygagging and gallivanting and doing all the things, and get it done however best you can.
So you think homework is work that they couldn't have done in the day that they have to do in the evening? You think that's what homework is?
I think they're training them to take homework. So when you now go and work for somewhere else, you don't get everything done and you take homework. We shouldn't be taking homework.
Finally, we find something to disagree on. I disagree fully. Because if I recall, whenever I got homework, so for example, something like maths, you learn the lesson in class. The homework is practice. And there are some things, some principles that you have to practice. There are some things that you have to do over and over again, try different scenarios and all of that. The way how the subject is, it will not be possible to just do that during the class time alone, because you have something, another concept that you have to work on. And a lot of times, each concept that you learn, it compounds so that it makes sense for the next concept that you need to learn. So what homework does is that it gives you practice. So I disagree that we should get rid of homework. What I think needs to happen is that the homework needs to be such that it connects with the overall thing that you're learning. And sometimes the homework that I see feels a little disjointed. So for example, if they're learning a particular equation, for example, what they're doing for homework, it don't seem like it connect with the lesson that they learned that particular day. And I think, now that is a question of the content. But I don't think that the concept of homework should be gotten rid of completely, because children need to learn that they in order to master something, you have to put the time in and practice and figure it out on your own without having the supervision of the teacher. Now, one of the tools that teachers used to have that they don't seem to have anymore is they used to be able to say, well, may I call your mother? But because parents are going to school, go war and strife with the teacher, that alliance is not as strong as it used to be. And I think that has impacted the way students behave, children behave. Because the teachers don't have any leverage with them anymore because they know that the parents will come and defend them no matter what they do. And so now a lot of the things that they could have gotten done, they can't get it done now because they don't have the alliance that they used to have with parents. And I think that breakdown is showing up in the way the children perform.
Okay. I agree with your last half, which is the alliance is not as strong as it was. But in some cases, I think it's even stronger where you have like WhatsApp groups with the parents of the class, with the teacher, so you know what's going on, and et cetera. You can call the teacher and talk to her, that sort of a thing. If I see things that I am concerned about, I definitely reach out to the teacher. The only thing for me is it is a hard disagreement then with the whole homework thing. I do think that practice is necessary. I just think that there's more than enough time in the school day for them to actually get practice in as well.
Oh.
I just do.
They don't do one class for the whole day. They have several classes in the day.
I know,
you
but...
are a teacher.
Yes, I know.
What do you mean?
I know.
You don't give your students homework?
I give my students...
Do we have a hypocrite moment?
No, we don't. I give my students projects and stuff that they are to work on.
That's
on
not
their
like
own.
homework.
No, so it's...
So because you don't call it homework, it's not homework?
No.
It's a project
that
they do away from class?
No. But remember that they're in tertiary now.
Oh, so homework is not okay for smaller kids?
No.
At what age shouldn't they get homework? Yeah, I'm going to get a hard time about this because the hypocrisy is glaring.
It's not hypocrisy.
It is.
No, it's not.
You just said they should ban homework.
They should.
So how you give homework as a teacher?
I don't give homework. I give them projects to work on.
When? When should they work on it? In your class?
They can.
So when
they
you're
have
teaching
that ability.
another topic, they must work on the project I give them to do?
It's not another topic. All of these concepts intertwine and they build on each other.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're currently teaching though. And this thing that they have to do is going to disrupt what you're teaching right now.
No, it won't, because everything that I'm teaching is to assist in them completing their project. You understand? Because all the concepts are intertwined. So as I give them a new concept, so to speak, this should be building into their project. And they do have enough time based on how I lecture that they can complete. Now, they can get creative and they can get technically difficult with certain things depending on how hard they want to go. And those would be on their own time, but it's not that I'm telling them, you must do this and you must take it home and do it. I'm saying...
No, but teachers don't tell children they must take it home and do it. I used to do my homework at school.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's actually why I feel the way I feel. Because I'm like, I never took homework.
It's still outside of class time.
Yes, but it wasn't this overbearing amount of, like some days my son comes home, my son is 4. Some days he comes home with 4 different books that he must do something from. And I think that's outrageous. I do. At 4 years old, I do.
Oh, I probably was a bright 4 years old. I didn't have that issue. I did enjoy learning at that age. I couldn't get enough.
I don't remember being 4, but I highly doubt I had 4 books that I had to do homework from at 4.
Oh no, I remember being 4, but I was a ferocious reader. I loved all the things. So even outside of the work that I got at school, I used to find other work to do because I was,
at 4.
Yes, I was that child. Yes. Yes, even right through high school, I was reading a book a day. I was a ferocious. That's why I chat so much. My head full of words. All right. Okay. So I have other gripes now, but I don't think we have the time to go through all my gripes.
You have gripes. I want to turn the people them in your chat and say, if you didn't have a picnic and take up your time, you wouldn't have no damn gripe.
See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. It always comes down to this. The fact that I haven't given birth, I shouldn't have a say when you're lucky.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have a say.
The amount of school fee and book I buy, I have all the say. You're not lucky, and you don't want me to have no say, and you don't come to me for nothing.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have a say. I think the aunties, let me just big up the aunties who assist with the parenting, near and far and all that in between, because they definitely make the village happen, right? So I'm not against that. I was raised by an aunt who had no children, and I had another aunt that was very involved who had no children. You understand? So it's not about the no children thing. But I do think that we who are in the trenches, we have more, our hands are more full than to have so many gripes. So we have to pick our battles. And I think that's what it is.
I'm not disputing any of that. Once you're outside looking in, you can make all the comments you want to make. But I'm not disputing that my perspective is what it is because I am not doing it every single day. But that don't stop me from having my perspective.
Yes.
I will agree that my perspective is biased, and maybe if I was in a situation, I'd be singing a different tune. But this is the tune I'm singing right now.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Right.
Anyhow, so we have a new segment. She's making a face. It's called Keep It or Lose It. So I'm going to tell you a statement, and you tell me whether you want to keep it or lose it and why. Tell me when you're ready, because you look scared.
We need to just let her have a child.
Oh, you need to let me have a child. Oh, I was waiting for you. Thank God. Gianna's given me permission to have a child, people. Look out. The countdown has begun.
We'll have less new segments sprung on me if she has something else taking up her time.
Oh, yeah, because I have nothing to do.
No, you have a lot doing, true. She does have a lot doing.
All right. Keep it or lose it. Parents contacting their child's teacher to dispute a grade.
Dispute?
Yes.
No, you can't dispute. You must ask for an explanation so you understand how to support your child.
Or lose it. Your child got a grade
and it must
that you think that they should not get because you helped them with their homework and you thought the grade was supposed to be better. Do you call the teacher and dispute it, or do you accept it? Keep it or lose it?
Accept it, so you lose it.
So you say lose it.
Right.
All right, good. Doing things for your child because it's faster than letting them do it themselves.
No, lose it.
Lose it. See, look at you playing the game.
No, because you have to allow them to do things. It builds their self-esteem, etc. Like if they know they can do it themselves, they feel really strongly about, themselves as a person, and they think they can do other things. So it builds independence. It's a good thing to just allow them. If they need help, then you can assist.
Okay. No, just so that they can do it faster. They're still doing it, but they're not doing it as fast as you like.
No, they have to practice to get faster.
All right, there you go. This is something that I've personally experienced. I'll tell you the story after. Parents intervening in their adult children's workplace problems.
What?
Your
People
child
do that? Nobody does that.
Yes.
She's just creating scenarios now.
Okay.
Nobody does that.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I've had a parent call me already to talk about her intern son and the way I spoke to him. Yes. So apparently, because I did shout, I admit, I shouted the day I was upset. He did something really, really bad, and that caused the project some money and caused me to have to go and make some adjustments. It was a big mistake, and I made some noise. And the mother called me. And
to say what?
That I should not speak to her son like that. If I have a problem, I should work on my emotions. Yes.
Okay, what was your response?
I tell her to get off my phone, and then I call him and I say, I think I'm afraid of your mother.
That was the correct response. That was the correct response, Shelly. I can't imagine.
I call him in my office. I say, "Hey, come here. You think I'm afraid of your mother? You tell your mother for me for."
Oh my God.
Yes.
Anyway, obviously it's lose it. Like, I can't imagine someone would do that. I can't even believe you had an actual scenario where that happened.
I need to control my emotions. I should not talk to her son like that. He was an intern. I think he was maybe second or third year at UA, and he was an intern for the summer. And it was a massive error. Like, the error was really public and loud, and a whole heap of run up and down did have to happen. And, we sorted it out. But I was livid. And I shout. I did shout. I go on bad and tell mother for me, and mother called me.
Wow. It's crazy.
one. Because I want to look like a traumatized. Yeah. Children should never have to struggle.
No, they have to struggle. Everybody has a struggle. They have to struggle.
So I say lose it.
No, children shouldn't. What's it says? Should
It
never.
said children should never have to struggle.
Right, lose it. So lose everything.
So lose everything.
Yeah.
You did well. Keep it or lose it. See, look at that.
Oh.
You survived. That's all it is. Look at you.
So what happened to this scenario? This scenario gone?
I was just about to say, you have to read the scenario.
Okay.
What would you do?
Your 22-year-old son has just started his full-time job. On his first day, his manager asks him to stay late to complete an urgent project. He calls you upset and overwhelmed. Do you tell him to work through it because that's part of being an adult? Call the employer. Call the employer to advocate on his behalf. We know that we're not doing that. Encourage him to resign if he feels uncomfortable. What? Or stay out of it completely and let him handle the situation. Okay, so tell him to work through it because that's part of being an adult, and stay out of it completely and let him handle the situation. I feel like this one has two right answers, right?
I agree.
So because I mean, it is part of being an adult. Like you have to deal with it. So
Figure it out.
yeah. And then you stay out of it and let him handle the situation. He can even probably negotiate his situation.
Yeah, but it's his first job and it's his first day. He don't have no way to negotiate. He might negotiate. He just start the work.
No, but he could. That's his business, though. I'm not getting involved.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't advise him to negotiate.
I wouldn't tell him anything.
Exactly.
But I'm saying he can. Like, this is part of him handling it himself.
Well,
Suppose he had plans that evening already, and whatever the case
look
is.
here.
That's his business.
He's a big boy.
He's 22.
Figure it out, sir.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, easy.
But I would even say at 16, if he goes somewhere,
What? He's working.
It's his,
From he's working, he's in a professional situation,
Yes.
he needs to handle this. And there's no way I'm picking up the phone calling anybody.
Never.
That is not happening.
No,
absolutely
I can't even
not
believe
happening.
the scenario you told
Yes,
me where the guy
ma'am.
there, and you rightfully said come off of your phone because I think I'd be like, you have the wrong number.
Just get off my phone. Yeah, I think I eventually ended up meeting the lady, and she was like, I really didn't mean to come across, like that because I was upset and whatever. I'm just saying so she said, but in my mind I was rolling my eyes because I never want to hear nothing from her. But I was nice. I didn't make her feel bad about it, but
Wow.
it's crazy.
You're a better person than me.
Yeah, man.
I think I would let her feel a way about it.
I didn't. You say, all right, because she already make a fool of herself, so we never really need to rub it.
I can't imagine. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyhow, parents, allow your children to be, especially when they're adults, leave them. Let them. They are going to make mistakes. You did some things that your parents didn't approve of. I certainly did some things that my parents didn't approve of. And your children are going to be the same. They're going to do some things that you probably wouldn't have chosen, that you don't like. And they're going to have to live with the consequences of those choices. So you have to, I know you want to protect them, I know you love them, I know you know better, but you have to allow them to fail sometimes. Sometimes they just have to do the thing and have the experience because that's the only way they're going to learn.
Right. And I think something that we didn't touch that is worth mentioning is if conflict is a part of life. And if your children have issues with their friends, their classmates, their whatever, I don't believe that parents should get involved in that any at all. It's part of the learning process and the life experiences for them to solve these things themselves, and they must resolve it, and they can choose how they're going to do that, and if they're going to keep talking to the person or not, if they're going to make up or whatnot, or however. That's their business, it's not yours. So unless there's some crazy bodily harm involved or something like that where you need to address it with the school or whatever it is, other than that, you allow them to learn. It's part of the social skills that they will learn, and it's a part of their development. So that's what I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, for sure. I fully agree. And leave them alone and stop watch them play. I was going to gripe about that, but we're out of time. This is I Have a Question,
where nothing is off limits and everything is up for
discussion.
See you next time. Tune in every week for new episodes of I Have a Question. Send us your questions at ihaveaquestionja@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at I Have a Question Podcast JA. Subscribe on YouTube at I Have a Question Podcast.